Hello, everybody. Hi, how's it going? It's Mark from Art 4. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, July 8th. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's so nice and lovely and warm outside, and it's like 90 degrees, and that's so Midwest. Yeah, it's so warm. Holy cow, who would have thunk it? And we're in July. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. You'll notice that a few things are different here in the Albin household. First thing you might have noticed is I got a haircut. Yay! Of course, that was the first thing you thought of. I had a great time. We went to go get the haircuts. They sanitize your hands when you come to the door. They ask you questions about where have you been recently. They take your temperature. Then they immediately have you go to the restroom to wash your hands. You have to wear the mask. My stylist is wearing a mask. It feels very different, but I feel very secure there. So thank you for your compliments about the haircut, #haircut in the comment section. Totally good. You'll also notice that I'm flying solo today. That's right. My hubsters is at work right now because this episode is being recorded in advance. We usually have this interview at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, and we need to make some special arrangements today. So this is actually being recorded at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if there's been big news that has happened since then, we're not going to talk about it today. So yeah, there's that. Before we bring in our guest artist of the week, I want to tell you about some other exciting things that are happening in the land of Art 4. The first thing to tell you about is that our most recent blog post for Bending the Gap was published this past Monday by our intern, Natalie. It is a wonderful write-up about characters from past shows that Art 4 produced and inspiration that we can gather from those characters to move us through COVID-19. Very interesting read. Please check it out by visiting art4sb.org/blog. We also today, just a few hours ago, had our most recent installment of Wake Up Wednesdays. It's our series of moving and getting our mind, body, and spirit in line as we move through COVID-19. We were graced with the presence of Janine Hill, professor of dance at University West Stevens Point. We are so privileged to have her this week. Thank you so much for your talent. I loved it. It was beautiful. I felt very rejuvenated afterwards, and I recommend that you do it. Get your dog, get your grandma, get your baby, all keep your distance from each other and enjoy that. You can also find that content in Art 4's recent media library. We know we keep throwing things at you. There's so many things to watch that Art 4 is putting up on the social meets due to this COVID situation, and we want to make sure that it is accessible to you and easy to find. So you can go to art4.org and you can find it on our media library. All of our content, our ShowTunes Sunday, our PSAs, Wake Up Wednesdays, the entire cyber sizzle is on there if you want to keep sizzling. And you could also continue to donate by texting Art4SB to 56651. How about that? Watch the cyber sizzle, make yourself a drink, or pop open that White Claw. I got it label out, and yeah, enjoy the cyber sizzle, friends. Cheers. Upcoming event to tell you about is a special edition of ShowTunes Sunday. We're really excited to be teaming up with Shakespeare at Notre Dame for what we're calling ShowTunes Shakespeare. It's going out on Tuesday, August 4th. So just remember, Art 4 on August 4th. And you can find it on Facebook. It's a special Shakespeare edition. It's very much the essence of ShowTunes Sunday, but a little longer. And all of the songs are Shakespeare inspired. How about that? Yeah. Speaking of which, with ShowTunes Sunday, we are still accepting nominations, folks. If you know somebody in need right now, an artist locally who is struggling through COVID-19, please nominate them by visiting art4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday, where you can nominate a local artist and we could put some money in their pocket. Yes, we're throwing these weekly fundraisers for artists in the community. So check it out, please. Nominate someone that you love. Nominate someone that maybe you just care for a little bit. Nominate yourself, okay? You can do that. We want to work with you. And this week, we are working with Rachel Thomas, and we are so excited to have her in the studio right now. And if I can figure out how to work the technology, I am going to do that. Here she is. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous. Like you said, it's a warm day out.
Yeah.
Very summer, very July, very Midwest, very South Bend.
Oh, yeah. Do you also have a White Claw in hand, or am I the only one day drinking?
I have a sparkling ice. Not quite there, but both got the fizz.
Cheers to you. Yes, absolutely. So, Rachel, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. For people who don't know you at all, what do they need to know? Give them the deets.
All right. So my name is Rachel Thomas. My initials actually spell rat. It's Rachel Ann Thomas, which I always think is a fun fact about me. And everyone always laughs at me when I tell them that. That's my name. Isn't that funny?
What were mom and dad thinking?
What?
What were mom and dad thinking?
My mom tells me, she goes, it's fine. You'll just like get married or something. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, first of all, bold of you to assume that I'm going to get married immediately. And what if his last name begins with a P or like what if it's another T? Like, what? I don't know. My mom, I was like, Mom, I don't know. All right. Okay. That's fair. I mean, she was thinking of something. So I don't know. Yes. That is my name. So that checklist on that. I'm a townie, so I'm from South Bend. I was born in Elkhart, but so I grew up in Elkhart and then moved here in 2007. Been here my whole life. I am one of 9, so I'm the 6th of 9 kids. There's 6 girls, 3. Did you see I stuttered over how many kids were in my family? There's 6 girls, 3 boys, and then my mom and dad. So really, really large family. It's always loud in my house. Half of us are singers, the other half are not. So there's a lot of singing happening in the house, and all of us are like dancers too. So like, there's never a dull moment in the Thomas household. And I went to Marion High School, graduated from there in 2016, and then I went to St. Mary's College and just graduated. I mean, graduated. I graduate? I don't know. Graduated in 2020 in May, and I'm still waiting on getting that diploma. So we'll see if I get that, and then it'll be official that I have graduated college. Yeah. Now, you went to school for a degree in communication studies, and you minored in musical theater. Is that correct? Yes. So what got you involved in those two things? What got you involved in musical theater to begin with? So it's really funny. I thought I was going to be a ballerina when I was younger. I was like, I want to do ballet. I want to be in the professional ballet world. But I would say that I think it's even harder to be a ballerina than it is to be in theater, just because there's a specific body type they want. And like, you have to give your whole life to it, and you got to be willing to give up a lot. And so as I was growing up, I was like, I love dance so much, but I don't know if I want to keep doing ballet. And then I saw my brother in Seussical the Musical. He played the Cat in the Hat. And that's a role where like it's super interactive with the audience. He would come out and like talk to me. He'd break that fourth wall and would come out and like speak to us. And I was like, he is having so much fun. I wonder if I could do that. So my sophomore year of high school, I decided to quit ballet, which was like a big deal in my family because like I was the first person to want to dance. So that's why all my sisters did. Trendsetter. Yeah, there you go, trendsetter. And I decided to quit, and I auditioned for my first show at Marion, and that was A Christmas Carol. And I got the Ghost of Christmas Present. And I remember going on and finishing my little scene, and I walked off stage, and I remember hearing the audience laugh. And I went up to one of the stage crew people. I was like, I did that. I just made them laugh. I've done this my whole life. And then from then on, I was like, I want to be doing this. I want to be on stage. I want to be making people laugh and cry. I want to be making an impact. I want to inspire young people, older people. And so that's what really made me want to do the musical theater side of school. Yeah. And then when it comes to communication, I just love people. I love interpersonal communication. I love intrapersonal communication. I like learning about what makes us communicate through different cultures, through different media, social media, things like that. And so that St. Mary's is a really good program for that. And so I was like, I feel like that fits really well. And because the communication, dance, and theater is all a department at St. Mary's, it was very easy to kind of couple that up with musical theater.
Look at you. That was so good. You're so well prepared. I love it. And I loved, and we'll talk about this more in a little bit, but I loved everything, all of your feedback that you had to say about the ShowTunes Sunday program. And it sounded like extremely intriguing to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that she's invested in this. Yes. It was great. I loved that day. It was beautiful time spending with you.
Yeah.
What got you involved in dance? You kind of gave a little bit about musical theater and seeing your brother and how that inspired you. What was the thing that you really saw in the dance world that sparked that in you and made you think, I can do this? Not only that, but I want to do this.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was always moving. Like I was always like, I couldn't keep still. And my mom bought me this little video that it was like a VHS tape you put in. Remember those things? You watch the VHS tape and it was like a dance thing that you would do. And I remember being like, Mom, I want to take ballet class. I just wanted to because I couldn't stop moving. And so my mom was like, okay, yeah, sure, we can do ballet. And I took a ballet class at Debbie Warbucks and I was like, I really like this. And then we saw Southold, which was closer to us. And we had just recently seen a production of that. They had just done Cinderella, the ballet. And my parents were like, that looks really good. And I got in there, and from from day one, I started in level 2 and moved all the way up to level 7. But from day one, I was just like, I love these costumes. I love the characters. I love the fact that I can express myself in an art form and I can do it on stage. And it was just so beautiful to me that I wanted more and more and more of it. And I just got more into it. I got on point. I started doing roles in the Nutcracker. I performed at the Morris in town, at the DCO stage, at St. Mary's, O'Laughlin. We did Swan Lake there. Yeah. And so I just loved going from all these theaters, getting to wear the pretty costumes. And then kind of what made me switch over from ballet to like other forms of dance was musical theater. But it wasn't just because of musical theater. I noticed ballroom dance was something I really liked. So after I quit ballet, I did some ballroom competitions. I learned jive and Latin dances and samba and rumba and cha-cha, and I started getting into that. And then I was like, I need to take more jazz. I took tap at St. Mary's. I took a musical theater dance forms at St. Mary's. And that is kind of like another thing that pushed me into getting into choreography. I would, when I was younger, I choreographed things to like Selena Gomez songs for like no reason. I don't know why. I was just like, I could make a beat to this. And I would make hip hop dances. And then I just started carrying that with me. I started choreographing shows in high school for the musicals I did in high school. I did some shows in the community with Main Stage. Then I got to St. Mary's and I started choreographing for Notre Dame shows. And I was just like, wow, this is another thing I really like. So as I'm moving along through my life, I kind of realized like choreography is something I really, really love and I really want to do. So it kind of started with that root of ballet and then evolved from ballet to jazz, to modern, to tap, to ballroom. And then now we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I love that. I would be choreographing dances in my bedroom to the Spice Girls. I like that your Selena Gomez is my Spice Girls. Right? That's great.
It's like you just hear a beat and you're like, this, I could do this. I could make it.
Stop right now. So good. And I had like a loft bed, so I'd be like swinging from my loft bed, and I used it to propel myself around the room. And
oh my God,
gay hair around, and it was so much fun. It was great. It sounds too like the community had a lot of resources and people around you, so for you to try different things and saturate yourself.
Yes.
In other art forms.
Yes.
And that there were people around you to propel you forward.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I wouldn't have had the opportunities if I hadn't have had those people. And really it came down to, well, I danced at Southold and I knew someone who did this and I knew someone who did that. And so kind of like knowing these teachers or the professors or the students I worked with, just taking a class at ND once, I was like, hey, I'm a choreographer. Can I do your show?
Nice.
And I'd have professors who'd be like, yes, I want to work with you. Let's help you learn. So really it was the people that I got to work with that really built me up to being a better choreographer, a better dancer. And then the community of like actors and dancers and singers that I got to work with. That was like really, really, really fun. So it made it just like a fun environment, but also an educational environment for me and hopefully for them.
Now, Erin and I, we moved to South Bend in like 5 years ago. It's going to be 5 years this September. And definitely when we first moved here, it felt like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to do. How do I saturate myself in art around here? Partly because of ignorance, right? We just didn't know. So for other people out there who just don't know, what would be your advice to them on getting involved and taking advantage of the resources that are around them to help them grow in their craft?
Well, first of all, look at Art4. I mean, look at what I got to do with you guys. What I feel like is so important is like you guys have taken what has happened in the world and like pivoted. Been like, okay, well, we can't do live shows. What can we do for our community? And that I think is what makes Art4 outstanding organization, because it's serving the community and the actors and the performers and the artists that live here. And so we're kind of like, you guys really pivoted towards that. So I definitely say, first of all, get involved in Art4. Secondly, learning about really what kind of art form or what kind of creative thing are you interested in? Because Southold does ballets and we get to see a ballet every semester. So that's the Nutcracker or Swan Lake or La Fille or Coppelia, and they do those at ND. They have shows in the summer. We are going to do a summer showcase outside so that people can stay socially distanced. So that's going to happen in August, and I'm going to choreograph something for that and hopefully be in it as well. But there's that. Also, South Bend Civic Theater. I've done shows with the Civic. They're a fantastic organization as well. Just getting involved in even like the smallest forms of performances or arts. Like I know that Artbeat has been a thing in the past, and just kind of like learning what organizations do, doing your research on it and being like, all right, what do I want to see? What do I want? Getting to see shows at the Morris is a great idea. There's symphony shows. There's Broadway shows that come touring there. And even like at the colleges, like Notre Dame's got shows, St. Mary's has shows. It's really one of those things that you just got to go looking for and find what you want to see and figure out how you want to get involved. Because the one thing I've learned kind of in this industry is whether you want to be involved as an actor, a dancer, a singer, be on the creative team, the production team, or just an audience member, you just have to ask. Most people are willing to be like, yes, yeah, sure, let's try that. You've never really lost, I've never really lost anything from asking someone. Like, hey, can I be involved in this? The worst thing I get is a no. And then I have lost nothing because I didn't have it to begin with. So anytime I want something, all I do is just say, hey, do you need someone, do you need an assistant choreographer? Do you need a dramaturge? Do you need someone to help out backstage? Or can I usher and get into the audience for free? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of things you can just ask. And ask around, ask your neighbors, people around you. They know this community well. And I think we've built up a pretty good community in the arts. I think we're getting better at it every year. So I feel like just asking and saying, hey, how can I get involved is the best way to go about it.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. We do have a community of yes people, yes and people.
Yes and.
If you're looking for an opportunity, people around are just waiting for you to tap into them. And if you're somebody who's a little shy or doesn't like to get their hands dirty that much, another way that you can help is you can be sure to donate to arts organizations in town. And you can donate this week by visiting art4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday. For our fundraiser this week, we're raising funds for Art4 and Rachel. So make a donation today. You can do it. You have worked with Southold as a student, and now you're doing choreography work there. What's it like to kind of give back in that way?
I love it. Oh, I love it so much. I see myself in these students when I'm teaching them. I'm like, I know what you all are going through. I was there. I was you once. And so even when they give me a hard time, I'm like, look, I know what you're trying to do. Like, I've done that, So it's really great to kind of just get into the studio and have a group of dancers and just be able to be like, all right, what can I do with this group of dancers? Like, this is their skill level. This is kind of what I want to do. And this is my vision as a choreographer. How can I make them better dancers? And how can I give them this great like background of dance so that they're going to continue to cultivate their love for it? Specifically, I get to actually teach. So ballet is like the main thing that happens at Southold. But what's really fun about this summer session that we're doing is I get to teach musical theater, which is so fantastic. So I've been teaching things from Grease, The Wild Party, Seussical. I've been doing things from Newsies, stuff like that. So I mean, I just get a group of students. I'm like, all right, what can we do? And then I come up with a choreography piece, and they love it. They love the classes because they're not used to. They're not used to that, like getting that experience of musical theater without having it be an entire show. And some of the students have actually like been in musicals before. So they really, really like it. And I really feel like I am, like you said, giving back to the place that kind of raised me in dance, because I know what helped me when I was at Southold. I know what kind of instruction pushed me to be a better dancer. And so I use that, what I've learned from whatever instructors I had there, and I bring that into my own teaching so that then I can inspire these students to get better and cultivate their love of the art.
I love that. And a musical theater dance class, I love it.
It's so fun.
I feel like musical theater, not only is it fun, but if you're somebody who hasn't been exposed to multiple types of dance, you have an opportunity to have that with musical theater, because depending on the genre of the song is where typically the dance is going to lead itself towards. And it all depends on the composer, right? So you have a mixture of a bunch of dance styles all within one musical theater number. And what a fun thing, and that you get to teach that in some bite-sized portions.
Yes, and then hopefully by the end, when we have this showcase that Southold is doing, we'll get to do an entire like dance with all the level 8s and all the level 7s, and they have to all be distanced and a certain. They have all these rules and regulations about it because of COVID, which is a good thing. But we'll get to get some semblance of a live performance outside where people can be safe. And they'll also get to do some musical theater dances. So I'm really excited for them, and I'm excited to work with them.
Yeah. I appreciated when we were looking for a place to do some filming for Rachel's videos. And I was like, what about Southold? And Rachel reached out to Southold, and they're like, thank you, but no thank you. We're trying to limit access to the building to keep people safe. And what a great response to that, and making sure that they're putting their patrons first.
Right.
Such a good thing. You mentioned that you grew up in a household of 9 siblings?
8 siblings, 9 children. And my parents, that's 11. So,
and that some of them are also singers and dancers. Do you ever have any like singing dance battles or anything like that?
It's really funny. Like somebody will be playing, we like to play piano too. So some people will be playing like some random Les Mis or something like that. And 2 of us will come in and be Fantine or Eponine or something.
Yes.
We'll harmonize a lot of the times, actually, we'll just like pick a song we really like. We'll be, all right, you be Alphaba, I'll be Glinda. And like just sing that. Or we'll learn Broadway dances. We'll just get online and be like, all right, I feel like learning, let's think, Kiss Me Kate. Let's like look up something from Kiss Me Kate. And then all of us just kind of like learn the choreography just for fun. Like we have no reason to, we just do because we all have that love for it.
Your family should be a reality TV show.
I've heard that before. That's really funny. You bring that up because 2 other people have told me that.
I think that just sounds like a hit right there. We need to contact somebody, TLC or someone. Do you think that you prefer singing or dancing more?
That's like asking me to choose a kid.
Favorite kid. Okay, parents are just lying. They totally have one. I know I am my mom's favorite kid.
Oh my gosh. My mom will never admit to it.
I am the youngest of 5. Now, my mom has never said that, but I know it's a fact. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Hashtag favorite kid. Put that in the comment section.
If you're a favorite kid, write it down.
Parents out there, tell us who your
favorite child is. Honestly, I don't know if I can pick because it's fluctuates. It's weird. It fluctuates. It goes. It changes. It's like sometimes I'm like, all I want to do is dance, and then I'm like, all I want to do is sing. Really, that's kind of why I did musical theater though, because I knew I couldn't just keep dancing by itself without having a singing component. So really, that's what drew me to it. I was like, well, I want to be able to do both. So that's why I gravitate towards those big musical numbers like Anything Goes or Chicago, where they're like huge musical dance numbers, but then they're all belting their hearts out. So like, I don't know if I can pick between the two.
I definitely love the singing. If I were to pick between like acting and choreography or being an actor, I'd probably pick the directing choreography side of things. But man, lately I've been like really missing being in a performance or something like that. But I know and I understand that my mission and the way that I'm going to help more people is to be on that other side of the table and be a person who's creating some opportunities than the other way around. Yeah, I love that. You went to St. Mary's and you just graduated. But back in, what was it, 2019, spring of 2019, you got to work with Sutton Foster when she came onto campus in her master class.
Yes.
What was it like to get some feedback from a multi-Tony award-winning actress, a TV star, and what were like some of the biggest things that she told you that were takeaways for you that day?
So I remember like seeing her face for the first time because she was like the first person I knew on Broadway was Sutton Foster, because I was like, I kind of sound like her, or I could belt what she belts. I think I could do that. And she was the first like person I knew because she's such a Broadway queen. So when I met her, I was just like, hello, nice to meet you. I am a huge fan. I'm excited to work with you. And we had a fun little conversation about life and where we were going. And there was a few select of us that got to actually sing for her. So she did a big group thing. So everyone kind of who attended the masterclass got to do this big acting group thing that we did. And then we took the last like hour to just sing a cut of a song, and she got to work with us on it. And so, first of all, she's the most chill celebrity you will ever meet. We had a lunch with her afterwards. She was like, I don't even think I'm that good. Like, I don't know why people think I'm not that good. She's like the most humble, down-to-earth human being I've like ever met in that industry. I'm like, oh my God, she'd be my best friend. It was very, very, very like, cool experience to see someone that's literally just a human. She's just a human being, like doing a really good job at what she does. So that was one of the biggest things I took away from it. The other one was in the singing process that we had, I had brought to the table a song that I was doing from the original musical Stupid Humans, which is now known as My Heart Says Go. And it was a show that Notre Dame put on, and it was an original musical written by Jay Rivera Herranz, who you've worked with before. And yeah, I know, he's such a fun guy. And he had written this musical, and I brought a song that my character sang in the musical. I was like, well, why don't I show Sutton Foster an original musical that I'm in? And so when I was singing it, I remember her telling me, this is one thing I wrote down in my notebook afterwards. She said, all right, great. I love what you're doing. I love your intensity. I love the song. I love the character you're bringing. Now I want you to try something. You were very hurt in this song. Try to cover that all up. Make sure no one sees that you were hurt in that song, which makes the fight harder. And that like struck me and hit me like nothing else had, because so often we get a song that's sad and we play into the sad moment of the song, as opposed to we get a song that is sad and we try to cover that side of ourselves up and then let the cracks show. And that made my acting and my fight for the character go from here to here. It made the stakes higher. And so as soon as she said that, I just felt like, oh, that's the little secret, that's the little twist that you can add to your character that no one else knows, but you made that decision as a character to be like, all right, I'm covering it up. I'm not letting people see me. And then when the cracks come out, when that last belting or that key change comes out, you let that all loose. It makes your performance from A to B have this big transition coming down. And so that was the biggest piece of advice that I took away from it, that I feel like really, really pushed me forward as an actor.
You went to St. Mary's and you did some shows over there. And you also did work over at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Tell everybody, because we chatted a little bit about this the other day. Tell everybody a little bit about the last project that you were working on at Notre Dame.
Yeah. So I was working on Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay. Yeah. So we worked on Jesus Christ Superstar. I was actually the choreographer for it, and I was in the show. So what I loved about this experience is it was being directed by Matt Hawkins, who is a professor at Notre Dame as well as a director in the Chicago area. So he goes between both. I don't know how he does that, but he is a very, very talented director. It was great working with him. He's very, very good at seeing a vision and like making that vision come true. And basically, we were going to set the show in 2024. So it was going to be like a modern day if Jesus came today. And a lot of that influenced the choreography of the show. So when you think Jesus Christ Superstar, you think like that movie that's like in, it's back then, but it's like 70s infused music. This wasn't really the case. It was like modern day. We were going to use like tweets and Facebook Live, and Caesar was going to be represented by a certain person. And there was going to be like how the government would really be scared of Jesus if someone this powerful like came to Earth and was like making miracles happen. So getting to choreograph that was a blessing and a half, because I got to work with some of the most talented actors I had met, both vocally, acting wise. They were great dancers. It was really, really fun to just like jump into that role and then have to do this thing that Matt calls taking one hat off and putting the other one back on. So I would take off my choreographer's hat, and then I put on my acting hat, and I would be Peter. So they gender bent the role of Peter,
Cool.
the apostle. So I got to play Peter, which was so fun. It was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like, I was a raised Catholic. I was born in a Catholic home. It was weird because I was like, I get to play the first Pope. Look at that. So that was really, really fun for me. But having those two components of being like, all right, I'm an actor right now. Now I'm a choreographer and I'm correcting and I'm commanding the room. But then you got to go back to being an actor where you're not challenging any of the other actors because that's not your place. Right. It was a very interesting dynamic, but kind of like you said, Mark, I really like the aspect of choreography where you get to like that level that you're on, where you get to kind of like change and inspire people. So I felt that every time I walked into a room, I was like, all right, great. How do I motivate them and make them feel like the best about themselves so they can give me the best dancing that they can give? And I found that being a positive and upbeat person and having that spirit of just like, yeah, we can get this. Don't worry, we can get this. That is what made the dancing go from like here to here. So during our Christmas break, our spring break, we had our last rehearsal, and Matt said something like, all right, guys, remember the show. The production team came. We planned out our next week, and then we got the emails that we weren't coming back. And so that canceled the show, which was really, really disappointing, especially for not just the actors, but also the people on the production team, because it was going to be a really, really, really big show. We were going to have a music video be part of it. I choreographed the music video. I had spent so many hours on it that I actually took those hours I spent and made internship credit out of it. So like St. Mary's allowed me to get internship credit through that. So it was like I had an internship with Matt, and to have that much work be put in to not get to do the product was beyond disappointing. But the work that I did get to put in with the production team I did have, I would do it all again, even if it was disappointing, even if we didn't get to do it again, I would do it again.
Yeah, choreography, it's such a full-time job.
Oh yeah, it is.
All the stuff that goes into the process before you're even in the room. Mm-hmm. So difficult to really understand unless you're doing it.
Oh yeah.
Planning to make sure that you're creating adequate material for the people that are in the room. I love your comment about believability and their belief in themselves being a key threshold into making sure that things are successful. I can say this with full confidence that the team over at Notre Dame and your students at Southold are extremely lucky to be working with somebody like you who knows the power of greeting people with sugar instead of salt, attracting bees with honey instead of vinegar. All those wonderful sayings that people
love that.
Yeah, truly. Tell everybody a little bit more about how else COVID affected your life.
Well, Well, what was really hard about it was in this industry as it is already hard enough to get work. It's already hard enough to get in the room. It's already hard enough to just kind of like network and make connections and things like that. So on top of that, having something that is already hurting the economy, not just, the health issues, but it also shuts down all theaters. Like we can't have live shows right now. It's not safe. It's not healthy. We can't be doing that. So to have get that gut punch, first of all, you don't get to graduate. You don't get to do your senior show. Now go try to live in an economy that's just wrecked, doing the art thing that already is a hard thing to make money for. I was just like, what is happening? How am I going to leave? So what has really been the hardest for me is it's been a very stressful time. I had some plans before COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and I was like, well, I can't leave now. I have to make some money before I go anywhere. And if I go somewhere, I do need to have there's no live theater right now. How am I going to be working? How am I going to be getting a job as a choreographer? How am I going to be booking that show? How am I going to be doing all of these things that artists do when that doesn't exist? And so having that happen, first of all, changing the whole course of my senior year, the end of college wasn't an end of college. I didn't get it. And I will forever be sad that I didn't get to graduate with my classmates, and I didn't get to say that final goodbye, and didn't get to talk to my professors and say, hey, thank you for those 4 years. I didn't have any of that. I didn't get to my final bows as a senior on the stage. All of that stuff was just one big disappointment. Really, the future is kind of what I'm worried most about. But I do, fingers crossed, have some tentative plans. I did audition for the Open Jar Institute in New York City, which is, they provide a residency program and a summer program. And through St. Mary's, I actually did the summer program. I went on a conference that St. Mary's takes, the American College Theater Festival. We love SMC. And I went there and I auditioned on a whim. I was this close to not going. I auditioned on a whim, got into the summer program. I was like, what did I even get into? Week-long summer program. I worked with Broadway artists. I got workshops. I saw Broadway shows. I made some lifelong connections. And then I auditioned for their residency program. Long audition process, but basically it's about 20 students. It's kind of a grad school sort of thing. 8 weeks. You work with 20 students. You get a Broadway mentor. You get to take workshops. You take dance classes. You take vocal training classes. They help you find casting calls. They help you with callbacks. And by the end of it, you have a showcase where you meet agents and casting directors, and you get to be a part of workshopping a Broadway musical that with equity actors. And so it was a long and grueling process, but I got in, which is really, really great. That is being pushed to either the spring of 2021 or the fall of 2021. Okay. So I'm currently, I probably will end up pushing it to the fall of 2021, thinking about going to Chicago, depending on what's happening with the world and what happens with theater. Since Broadway is shut down, it's hard to believe that anybody's going to be opening up anytime soon. But I think that is the biggest way that COVID has been impacting me, because now I can't even do the thing that I love. It's been a lot of virtual stuff, which has been great. Having a community of actors that want to keep doing the thing, and performers and creators that want to keep making stuff is fantastic. But you're always going to miss that thing that makes theater, which is the live component of it. So that's really what I've been missing. And that's really how COVID has impacted me as an artist, as a student, as a 23-year-old who misses, a lot of things she missed.
What do you think the future of the industry looks like? Does this change the future of the industry? Is it just a matter of time that we're back to normal? Or, what are your feelings about all of that?
I think it'll change the industry. I don't think it will. No, this is going to be funny. I think there'll be shows written about COVID. I think there's going to be plays and music written about COVID, which will be really fun. I think it's going to change the way we see theater as an art, as a medium, because I've actually been working with some other people that I went to school with, and we have been coming up with ways to stay connected as actors and creatives that is not live theater. So we've been putting on virtual performances. So if this continues to happen, if COVID gets worse, which we're hoping and praying it does not, if COVID gets worse, then we're going to have to find new ways, new mediums of kind of performing. I've been working with this a group of students that we're trying to come up with this form of social media and form of performing arts called Platform. It's called Platform, a production company, which I've been working with some of my friends about, trying to figure out new mediums to make art. So I think if this continues, we're going to have to find new mediums to create art, and it'll be a while, I think, until at least till 2021, till things like really start getting opened up. But I think it will also make us need theater more than ever. So once things do, there will be a desperate need for people wanting to go to live shows again. And I think it'll change the way people see theater and see live shows. I think it'll change what shows are being produced. I think the industry will change, and I hope it is for the better. I hope COVID doesn't, crush the industry. I don't think it will, but I think it'll definitely make the industry evolve.
Yeah. Tell everyone a little bit about your ShowTunes Sunday experience, how you picked your numbers, what inspired you, what was the whole hit and caboodle like?
So I picked Me in the Sky, and then Maybe I Like It This Way. And I picked Me in the Sky because I saw Come From Away in the show. The show it's from, in New York when I was with Open Jar, and I was like, that woman, oh my gosh, what a woman. The fact that she was just like, I just became a pilot even when everyone told me I couldn't. That's like my theme. That's like my thing. I'm like, good, tell me I can't. I'll do it like better now. Yeah. I don't know why negative energy makes me want to just like come at it even harder. So that song just like hit me when I saw it on stage. And then every time I listen to it, I feel more and more empowered, like as a woman, to just do what I want. So that is mainly the reason for Me in the Sky. And then it was really fun, Mark, to go to South Bend International, which is where we got to shoot it. It was a great idea when I was like, Mark, where are we going to shoot these things? He's like, how about we go to the airport? And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? That's like exactly the place you go when you're talking about flying planes.
And it was so hot.
So hot.
Rachel was this delicious blazer. She looked so good, but I was like, oh my gosh, she's got to be so warm in that blazer.
I was like, you could, in the videos, if you look close enough, you might be able to see like the sweat glistening on my forehead. I loved that idea. That one, for me, I really, really liked that. And getting to sit outside of the, the display for the museum, excuse me, that was really, really great. And then Maybe I Like It This Way from Wild Party. I picked that one because, first of all, I like the contrast of the two pieces.
Yes.
And I feel like Queenie herself, she just goes through a lot as a character in the show. So I was thinking more in the context of the show, like what Queenie goes through as a woman, very kind of like opposite Me in the Sky. And I like that it's a ballad. I like that it's a conflict. I like that it talks about, what the inner conflict that's happening with her. And so I think that's why it drew me to it. And I also just love the music. And then the song, it's like sad, but like bittersweet. I don't really know how to describe it, but I was immediately drawn to it because of that. And it has some long drawn out notes that I really felt like could fit well into my range. Because we're always thinking about that. And so that's another reason I picked it. And then getting to kind of like be in downtown South Bend for that, I really liked the bridge we shot it on because I love water. So immediately I was like, yes, this is it. And then getting to do a little dance in the middle of it, like getting to pay homage to like, well, this is where I started in the performing arts. This is where I came from. It really was dance that started me off doing anything in musical theater. So getting to add that aspect. And I love that you came up with that idea. You were like, well, why don't you dance? And I'm like, well, again, why didn't I think of that? This is why you're great at what you do, Mark.
Oh, that was just two ideas. This is how you're great at what you do. I was like, so Rachel in the dance, and I don't know, do you want to plan something out? Or she's like, oh, I'm just going to make it up on the spot. Improv. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, just press play. And I just pressed play, and the beautiful stuff that you saw in the video is what came out. And I think we re-recorded once, only because I was like, can we re-record? Because I think I didn't catch all of your limbs.
I just have really long legs.
Her extension, when she extends, it's amazing. And we recorded it, and what you don't know is that the second take didn't actually record. I don't know why I went back in my reel and it wasn't there. So that is the first take in that video of an improv section that Rachel just came up with on the spot. Amazing.
I didn't know it didn't take.
Absolutely, I know. And I had the camera up the entire time, and I'm recording, and I'm recording. And
well, you is recording, yeah.
I don't know, and then I have like 3 minutes of just like footage of the ground, which is obviously when I thought I stopped the recording.
Oh,
that's why I did day drinking. It's bad. You should.
I mean, it's. Well, what are you gonna do?
I wasn't drinking that day.
No, you were not. I can attest to that.
I can promise. Well, I think it's time, Rachel, for us to play our game. Okay.
Yes, let's do it.
We are going to play a round of. Oh no, not that one. I need the button. We're gonna play a round of Would You Rather. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and as the title suggests, you're just gonna tell me which one of these things you would prefer to do if you had the option. And I'm just looking for my mouse. Okay, here we go. Why are you? Oh, yeah. Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or have all birds try to attack you when they see you?
I don't know why I thought this was going to be theater related, but I was shocked when it's not. Definitely all birds, because like dogs can run and like they're bigger, and like if a bird like hits me or something, I'm gonna be like, okay, like what'd you just do? A dog could like eat me, so yeah, definitely a birds.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment.
You're like, check. She's a smart one.
Yeah, she passed. All right. Would you rather be unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving while the sun is out?
It's funny because I already do the second thing. I'm always like, woo! So like, I'd probably rather not be able to stop moving, because when the sun is out, I'm like, good, great, let's go to the pool, let's go to the beach. But so probably that one.
Yeah, I think it's really a question of do you enjoy your downtime, or do you like to get things done? And you sound like a mover and a shaker, so I don't blame you for that. Would you rather wear a wedding dress or tuxedo every single day, or wear a bathing suit every single day?
Wedding dress or tuxedo, and I would be really fun to wear a tuxedo every day. Like, sorry, wouldn't that be fun? Like,
yeah, I would wear a wedding dress.
Go up to work and you're like, yeah, this is my work clothes.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Erin and I, for our wedding, we got custom suits made that have tailcoats, and we wear those puppies every time that we can, because sooner or later they're not going to fit. We're just going to get old.
Yeah, and then you spend all that money like to never wear them again, right? Yeah. I'd probably buy both a tuxedo and a wedding dress, and then just alternate the days on which ones I wear them. So that's what I would do.
I like it. Would you rather have to read aloud every word, or you read, or sing everything you say out loud?
I already sing everything I say, so that one.
I know, that's a really easy one. As I stumbled over the words of this question, I have mild dyslexia. It's not severe at all, but man, I hate reading in public. It makes me.
Isn't that funny? And we're like performers. I'm like, it's like when you get to somebody and you're like, when you were in high school and you would read the paragraph before you were asked to read it out loud because you didn't want to mess it up.
Exactly. Yeah. Kids would laugh at me in class, and I'd be like, mind your business, Kevin.
Yeah.
Like, that was my feeling. Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night, or sweat instead of maple syrup.
I think I'd rather have sweat maple syrup. Like, look how much hair I have. Imagine that being like edible spaghetti. Like, I would shave my head. Like, absolutely not. I'd rather have sweaty maple syrup.
Yeah, I gotta go with the spaghetti on that one.
Really? That's so funny.
I don't like the thought of feeling like icky.
Yeah, that's true. That is a hard question. These are really hard art. Would you rather?
Well, I got them from the internet. I didn't come up with these at all. So we do not own this content. Please don't sue us. Would you rather oh my gosh. Would you rather every shirt you ever wear be kind of itchy or only be able to use one ply?
I think one ply toilet paper, because itchiness, uncomfortability to me is like very, I hate it. So like definitely option 2.
Yeah, it depends on whether or not the toilet paper roll always breaks off and you only get one piece of toilet paper.
There needs to be like an asterisk explaining more about it, because
I'm gonna write the creator of these questions
a strongly worded letter about it.
Listen, bud. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions, or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Both of those are like very revealing things about yourself.
Yeah, they don't say where the tattoos.
I was gonna say, can I cover the tattoos, or like, because if it's all over my body, then people can literally see my heart on my sleeve. I think I'd rather have the tattoo one.
What if the tattoos showed up on your face?
Oh gosh, then definitely.
Oh gosh. I think the changing color of my skin would be cool. Because then everybody would know where I stand.
That's true. Actually, I might change my answer, because then they'll be like, oh, wait, she's just having a bad day. Let's buy her chocolate or something.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, he's feeling depressed. We should donate to Art 4.
That's a great use of that. I love that.
Yes. Would you rather be a reverse centaur or a reverse mermaid?
What?
So would you rather have human legs but a horse upper body, or human legs and a fish upper body?
That is See, this is gonna sound weird. Probably the fish. You know what? I just like the ocean. I like the ocean. Like, you know how we haven't explored a lot of the ocean? Probably, I just would be like, yo, well, yeah, if I have gills, then I can like live in the ocean and figure out what's up with that. So I'd be like the half human, half fish, like reporting to the people above, like at the bottom of the ocean. So probably the reverse mermaid.
Reporting to the people above.
I'm like, today in today's news, I found something at the bottom of the ocean.
Special report from the sea. You continue to pollute us. We're all dying.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, yeah, it's still looking bad down there.
Yeah, it's still littered with plastic. Yeah. I am really afraid of open water and the sea and everything like that. But I don't know, the upper horse part of the body seems a little weird to me.
Yeah.
I say nay to that. I'm so sorry.
Nope.
Aaron's not here to laugh at my jokes. He doesn't do that anyway, so I don't know what I'm saying. Would you rather there be a perpetual water balloon war going on in your city/town, or a perpetual food fight?
Oh my gosh, water balloon. How much fun would that be? Just like South Bend's like there's always people like, it's like in high school you'd have those like spoons games, but like it's just like a secret thing. It would be so fun. Everyone like carries a water balloon, and just like, especially now, it's like hot out. I would love to get hit with one of those right now.
Yeah, my question to the editors about this is does the food or the water continue to rejuvenate itself?
That's true.
Or are we being wasteful?
Yes, because then this question is just stupid. Because we're either wasting water or we're wasting food, and both of that's dumb. So
I also don't like the use of the word war in there.
Yeah, like, what are we fighting over? It's just a water balloon fight? Like,
although if all of our wars were just fought with water balloons, that would probably be so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just instead of bombs, we're dropping water on people. All right. So would you rather randomly time travel either 20 years forward or 20 years back every time that you fart, or teleport to a different place on Earth, on land, not water, every time you sneeze?
Whoa. I would be 3 or I'd be 43. So probably the plus or minus 20 years.
I feel like I fart more than I sneeze.
Yeah, I feel like most people do.
and that I can sometimes control my sneeze. But if I gotta fart, I gotta fart.
Wait a minute, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I think I'm gonna stick with my original answer though, because I love the idea of future and past stuff, so that's probably why.
Oh, Rachel, have you watched Dark on Netflix yet?
No.
I highly recommend it. It's
should I see it then? Okay, good. I'll watch that then.
It's all about time travel. It's a German show that's all lip dubbed, and it's phenomenal.
We'll have to watch.
I think either that might be our last one, or we've got one more. Oh, that was our last one! Yay! Yay! Rachel, thank you so much for spending time with us this past week. Thank you for your time this afternoon for Intermission interview. Do you have any final comments that you want to share with people at home?
I loved working with Art 4. That was fantastic. Super fun. I love that I was just like, can we try this? Can we try that? Can we try this? And they were so like open to being like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. Really down to serving the artist, which is exactly what ShowTunes Sunday is about, serving the community, serving the artist, making an impact. So highly recommend working with Art 4 and get involved in the arts in the area. Just, we can never have too many people involved in the arts. I'm totally all for it. I have never met a single person who has done a theatrical show who has been like, I hated that. Every single person I've met has been like, I should have been doing this before, including moi. So definitely get involved in the arts and get involved with Art 4. And that is all. Thank you guys for watching, and donate to ShowTunes Sunday. I think it's at the bottom of the screen over here.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much. Mwah. All right, everybody. That was Rachel Thomas, our Artist of the Week for ShowTunes Sunday. Yes, heed her words. Donate to arts organizations in town, and you can donate right now to ShowTunes Sunday to help support Art 4's 2020 programming and Rachel Thomas by visiting art4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday, or you can Venmo us with the handle @Art4SB. You can also text Art4SB to 56651 to make a tax-deductible donation tonight to help support the arts in your community and artists who have been financially impacted by COVID-19. A few reminders for you that Art 4 recently launched our media library on our website. Visit art4sb.org to see that today, where you can see clips from ShowTunes Sunday, the PSAs that we did, including the blooper reel that was featured in our Cyber Sizzle, which is also in the media library, and our Wake Up Wednesday series. Our most recent, video of Wake Up Wednesday was launched this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Janine Hill, professor of dance at University West Stevens Point, joined us. Please check that out. It's a very rejuvenating video. We're such a privilege to be working with her. Thank you, Dr. Hill, for that. We have a special performance of ShowTunes Sunday coming up on Tuesday, August 4th with Shakespeare at Notre Dame. Please be sure to tune in to Shakespeare at Notre Dame for that special performance. It's going to be an extended version of ShowTunes Sunday of musical theater numbers, all inspired by the Bard himself. So please join us for that. And don't forget that you can nominate an artist in the area for ShowTunes Sunday. You can do it. Do it, do it, do it. Go to arch4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday. It's there at the bottom of your page right now, and you can nominate somebody that you love, somebody that you know. You could even nominate yourself. We're looking to team up with artists who have been financially impacted by COVID-19. We want to raise some money and put some money in their pocket. So please, please, please nominate, nominate, nominate. If you're somebody who cannot donate during this time, please consider helping in other ways by liking us on Facebook, following us on Instagram, and sharing our content on social media. You can also sign up for our newsletter by visiting arch4sb.org, scroll to the bottom of the page, and join the team so you can have up-to-date information on everything that's happening in Art4's world. Well, from all of us here at Art4, that includes just moi today. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Mwah! And we will see you next Sunday. Bye.